Hello everyone! After playing Anthem for more than 500 hours and receiving more than 500 legendary drops, I want to share my experience with so-called legendary items. With all recent updates, it looks like Bioware just want all players to leave. My drop rates are abysmal and playing this game makes very little sense now. My biggest issue is that majority of legendary items are not so legendary after all. And what's even worse, we have no control over items we receive. So obviously there will be players who get what they need quicker, and players who won't be able to finish their builds even after 300-400 hours of gameplay, or maybe even never find what they want. I got my first Bloodlust universal component after 300 legendary item drops, and was able to finish my build only after 400 or so legendary drops. And I do not have any so-called god rolls. Yes, many items I have are really good, but still not god rolls. To me it's clear, most players will leave before they even be able to complete their javelin builds, as this game has no endgame content, no challenge and no reward. While most obvious solution here might seem to increase legendary item drop rate, I do not think that would help at all, because if only random decides what we get, there always will be lucky and unlucky players. It's very bad and shitty game design to rely solely on random, in my opinion. Players need to have some kind of control over items they receive, and only developers should decide how big or small this control is. But if we would have any control over those legendary item drops, even a small one, it would help immensely. Also, it is funny seeing all recent Bioware screw-ups when there are so many different possible fixes and some of them are so freaking easy to implement. So, here are my 2 cents regarding legendary items in Anthem. First, challenge rewards are bullshit. Why Bioware devs love shit so much and reward us only with shit beats me, but I would definitely add daily challenges that give players legendary items as rewards. Simplest would be something like complete 3 different strongholds on Grandmaster 1 difficulty for bronze and receive 1 legendary item as a reward. Complete 3 different strongholds on Grandmaster 2 difficulty for silver and receive 2 legendary items as reward. And complete 3 different strongholds on Grandmaster 3 for gold and receive 3 legendary items. You can do that only once a day, but we would all know why we are going to Grandmaster 3 strongholds in example, why we are killing those bosses, and that after wasting our time on that we will get a legendary item or multiple items at the end. Same can be done with weekly and monthly challenges. There even can be specific items as rewards, like legendary component for completing specific weekly challenge. Even more, there might be monthly challenge that will allow players to pick what item we want as a reward. For example, if I can't get Bloodlust or Truth of Tarsis, then after playing 1 month, if I complete specific monthly challenge, I will surely get that one specific item. At the moment there is no way to control what we get, and many times I don't even get anything at all. That's bad. Next, when we see a legendary drop now, we have no freaking clue what the hell we just got. It can be a weapon, an ability or component. I would allow players to choose 1 out of 4 options when they start expedition. All, like it is now, weapons, abilities or components. So in example, if I need Bloodlust, I just select component when I start expedition, and even with exactly same drop rate as it is now, I just effectively tripled my chance on getting component. Of course, devs might make this option not to be 100%, but somewhere around 70%. Still, it would be much higher chance to get what you need instead of completely random item. From my 500 plus legendary drops, there were some items that I got more than 40 times, and some items that I still do not have even 1. Many times I had double legendary drop in single expedition, and they turned out to be exactly same item. And I bet most players have similar experience. They get every day some crappy items they couldn't care less about, and some items they can't get at all. Also, salvaging legendary items should reward with Legendary Embers. There is no other way, Bioware. At this point, when we destroy legendary item, we get 1 masterwork ember, and that is bullshit. And there are so many ways on how we could use those legendary embers that only developer imagination is limit. But I would use them to make masterwork items useful once again. Now anyone who have legendary items will consider masterwork drops as crap. Same crap as blue and purple, and I have no clue why developers choose to reveal this crap in the same way as legendary items after expeditions. Masterwork items should be revealed only to low power javelins, and definitely not waste my time when I'm all legendary. So how to make masterwork items useful once again? I would allow to upgrade masterwork items to legendaries. The price could be 10-15 legendary embers, in example. New legendary item would have exactly the same inscriptions as masterwork had. This would solve so many problems for players who struggle to find one specific item and are forced to use masterwork version instead. With javelin power scaling, it's very bad experience to use masterworks instead of legendaries. And time spent in finding and destroying 10-15 legendary items should be enough for upgrading one masterwork, in my opinion. Players should be rewarded for time spent in game. Also, legendary embers could be used to reroll inscriptions. This is a little bit tricky because devs don't want players to have many god rolls, so I would not allow rerolls to cover full possible inscription range, but would cap them at around 70% from maximum possible. That still would allow players to have great legendary items in case they have a shitty one instead. But same time, obtaining god rolls would be only possible during expeditions, if you are extremely lucky, like it is now, and not by rerolling inscriptions on same item for hundreds and hundreds of times. Or maybe rerolls can be very costly, like 10-15 legendary embers. Or maybe we could reroll same item only 2-3 times and no more. Or maybe we could reroll only one item every day, if we complete specific daily challenge. As you can see, there are many options how to make our life less miserable and give us at least a little control over this random bullshit that is raining upon us. And improving player experience with legendary items is very easy. Easy if developers want to do that. So to me it's very weird that they choose not to for more than 2 months now. Actually, there are 2 reasons why we have what we have. Developers are too dumb and just can't improve anything, or the person in charge doesn't want to. Well, or both. You tell me which one you think is the reason why every new update brings more and more shit upon player heads and penalize us even more for even attempting to play Anthem, which is ridiculous. I have hard time finding even one person to join me in Stronghold on Grandmaster 2 difficulty now. And after I soloed 2 chest run, I had 15 items in my inventory. Only blues and purples. That looks more like mockery than anything else. I've never seen such disrespect to player base ever. Bioware, please do something or tell us that you give up and stop wasting our time.